And you've been listening to the 300th show of the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. And I'm here with our entire DJ team of Violet Hausthor, Mistress Miriam, Mark Ramone, and myself, Mark Sherry. And we are having a great time going over some of our favorite tunes that we've played over those 300 shows. And you just heard the Stone Coyotes doing First Lady of Rock.
Mm.
And we started out with Christine Ohlman and Rebel Montez doing The Gone of You. So the Stone Coyotes,
Oh,
out of Greenfield, Mass. They are in our Essential Western New England Songbook with a different song of theirs, Detroit or Buffalo, which is also a fantastic song. But this song, First Lady of Rock, I mean, this song checks every box for me. I mean, it is, I think, one of the best rock tunes that I have ever heard. It
I fully agree. That just rocks really, really hard.
Oh, it does. It does. It does. It's I've read some comments, that artists, not other came from magazine writers who wrote things like this music is, the best rock and roll, the most honest you can ever find. It's just simple, straight on. It's Barbara Keith. She is the rock and roll queen, and what she talks about in the song, she wants to be the first lady of rock, and that was her dream. And this song, she does it.
She is amazing. I've interviewed her twice, and she's such an amazing woman, and she is first lady of rock in my eyes.
Mm.
They started out, she actually started in Greenwich Village in New York City when she was really young, and she started writing songs, and her songs have been covered by artists, amazing breadth of it. Tanya Tucker, Barbra Streisand, Lowell George, Melanie, Patty Loveless, and her husband, Doug Tibbles, who unfortunately passed away about almost 2 years ago now. He was a writer on TV for shows like The Munsters, Bewitched, Andy Griffith, and they just decided to move somewhere quiet where they had been in LA, and they decided let's go and hole up in Western Mass and just write music. And Doug's son basically took up the bass when he was 11 years old, and they started performing, I think, when he was 18 and as a trio. And they actually caught the eye of Elmore Leonard, who was a best-selling author, wrote the books Get Shorty, Jackie Brown. He basically became sort of like their best fan, and got Get Shorty. They actually wrote a song specifically for the book, and he mentions five of Barbara's songs in the actual text of the book. It was written with them as sort of a major part. So they've made their input into the rock and roll lexicon, that's for sure.
And then, of course, before that, we had that Christine Ohlman and Rebel Montez track, The Gone of You. Great track, obviously, and Christine Ohlman is known as the Beehive Queen,
Yeah.
and so many different powerful vocals.
Oh, yeah. She's also known as the lead vocalist of the band on Saturday Night Live. Basically, since 1991, she has been on Saturday Night Live as their vocalist, and picks a lot of the music that they actually play. And she started out, well, she was born in the Bronx, and then moved to Connecticut, and I think she grew up mostly in Cheshire, Connecticut. And she started at 16 in a band in New Haven, Connecticut called The Wrong Black Bag, and doing some blues songs like by the Blues Project. And then she formed a band called Fancy with her brother Vic Steffens, who's now the producer at Horizon Recording Studios. And then she actually became involved in the Scratch Band when Fancy sort of evolved into that. And then they broke up, but two of the members, G.E. Smith and Mickey Curry, gotten onto the Saturday Night Live band, invited her to come in when they needed a vocalist, and that's been that. And She's been there for many years and does some great music with her band called Rebel Montez. You can catch her actually every year. She does a show out on the shore, right on the beach.
So what do we have next?
Well, we've got Prewn, Alsarah, and the Nubatones, but we're going to start it off with Fountains of Wayne, Valley Winter Song.